Hello everybody, my name is Day. Welcome back to my channel. It is officially October, and that means we have entered what is arguably the best season of the year. Spooky season! And no, I am not currently taking feedback or opinions on that matter. It is fact. Spooky season is my favorite season of the year. I love sweater weather. I love scary things. I love the coziness of autumn. So, it's October, and we're going to talk about some scary books. So today's video is going to be me trying a year-long reading challenge. I do not have the best track record with reading challenges in general, mostly because I am a mood reader and I struggle to read books when I should be reading them or when I think I should be reading them. That said, because this is a year-long challenge, I'm hoping it's okay because it gives me, I have a lot of leeway. I have a lot of time to come back around to these books and get to them eventually before the year is up. With that said, the challenge that I'm going to be trying out is the horror bingo. The horror bingo was made by Sara at Wicked Reading. I will have all of her channel information linked below, as well as her announcement and TBR videos linked below. Sara makes awesome content and it's almost always spooky, so we should support her in this season. I love it, and all seasons, but in this season especially. So just general rules for the challenge. It's October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026. I will admit that I cheated just a smidge, and I have already started reading one of the books from the TBR like before October, but I'm not done yet. So I will be finishing in October and counting it towards the TBR. You can fight me on that. It's counting. You can get a bingo in any direction, like a normal bingo board, or you can try and black out the whole board, which I'm gonna try to do. Will I succeed? Not sure. Every prompt also has a hard mode, which I will talk about when I'm telling you about the books that I picked, but you don't necessarily have to do the hard mode either. I'm gonna try. I will pop up on the screen the graphic that I made with all the books that I've chosen for this challenge, readathon, whatever you would call it. If you go onto Sara's video, all of the instructions and rules are linked in the announcement video, as well as links to the graphics so that you can make your own if you would like to. It's very cute. I had fun making it. So yeah, we're gonna go through this TBR. One thing that I will say is I tried to make this TBR mostly from either books that I physically own and have not read, so basically trying to get through my backlist, or library books. That said, there are a couple books that I will either need to purchase or find, like get a copy of somehow, but for the most part I have put together a TBR that's made of books that I have with me or books that I have access to from the library. So we're being economical and literate. So anyways, that was the one thing that I wanted to say. So let us get started on the prompts. For right now, I'm just going to tell you what the book is, who it's by, and how it fits the prompt. Okay? Okay. The first prompt is published in 2025, and the hard mode is that I have to read it in 2025, which I think I can do. And for this book, I do not have a physical copy, but I chose Hungerstone by Kat Dunn. And currently I have a copy of that from the library on my handy dandy Kobo. So I do have a copy from the library right now. I'm gonna try and get it done before the library takes it back. That will be my published in 2025 that I hopefully read also in 2025. Second is mixed media. So this prompt is that the book that you read must contain various forms of mixed media. So journal entries, letters, scripts, things that are just not the normal novel narration. And then the hard mode, I'm looking at my computer right now, just so you know. The hard mode is that the book has to include 3 or more types of mixed media. So for this book, I also do not have it in my room, but it is a book that I own. I have several boxes of books stored away somewhere that need to be read. But anyways, the book I chose is The Troop by Nick Cutter. I actually started reading that book a long time ago and was really enjoying it. I'm not sure why I didn't finish it, but now is my time. It's a book that I own somewhere, and I will get it read this year, or next year, I guess. The next prompt is indie or self-published work. The hard mode is that the author needs to be new to me. I really struggled with this prompt, mostly because I'm not really in the indie horror space, which is a shame for me. I know, I understand. I chose a book and then I changed my mind and I chose a different book and I changed my mind. So what I have landed on, I got from one of Jordaline's videos. Jordaline Reads. I will put her channel below. She's a Canadian, fellow Canadian. We love her. And she's hilarious. Never have I ever wanted my name to be Tiffany until I found Jordaline. Now I'm happy to be a Tiffany. Anyways, the book that I chose is from her most recent video, and it's called To Be Devoured by Sara Tantlinger, I believe is how it's pronounced. It seems like it's more novella length, and it seems weird, which makes sense. So I was not really sure about like indie published versus self-published. This book, I believe, is indie published, so it was published by a small publishing house or small press or something like that, not self-published. I believe it still counts. Please let me know down below if you think otherwise. I'm a little bit scared, if I'm being honest, but it's fine. We're gonna read that one. Next is Paranormal, and I actually have a physical copy of this. Paranormal includes any kind of ghosts, entities, alien abductions, psychic abilities, and the hard mode is that a ghost hunter or a paranormal investigator, that's the word, as the main character or a main character in the book. So I chose and have from the library episode 13 by Craig DiLouie. I don't know anything about this book except that it's popular. This looks like it also has mixed media in there a little bit, but anyways, episode 13 for my paranormal prompt. Done. From the library. The next prompt is stolen from another TBR, and the hard mode is that it has to be from another like horror bingo TBR. So I stole from Sarah's TBR. I actually originally took this book as my prompt, or my book for the indie / self-published prompt, but then I saw To Be Devoured and I was like, let me just switch these around, and then both of them are covered and it's fine. So I chose Tastes Like Candy by Ivy Tholen. It is a self-published horror novel, or self-published or indie published horror novel. I'm not sure which one, but it feels the stolen from another TBR prompt. So I don't know anything about it. We'll figure it out together. I'm making a mess of the bed behind me. But next we have vampires, and the hard mode is that it takes place in the modern day, which is fun. A fun twist. I love that. So I've chosen Nestlings by Nat Cassidy. I've heard good things about this. I actually was upset one day because I went on Goodreads and it said vampires, and I was like, oh, I didn't know this book was about vampires, and I was really upset and disappointed that I was spoiled. But I'm like, it's actually like literally the whole concept of the book is vampires. Don't be mad, girl. It's okay. So I've chosen Nestlings by Nat Cassidy. Next is water setting, where a prominent part of the setting needs to be water of some kind. And the hard mode is that the majority of the story happens in or on water. So I've chosen The Deep by Nick Cutter. I believe, I don't own this book. This one I will need to either get from the library or purchase or borrow from somebody. I do not own this one. But I believe this book takes place at an underwater bunker station, something sciencey, question mark. And I believe it's cosmic horror. Unsure on that one, but feels the prompt and the hard mode, so woo. The next one is horror movie element. We love to see it. The prompt is that the book has to feature some form of horror movie elements, either paying homage to characters or tropes, things like that from horror movies. And then the hard mode, which is the easiest hard mode of the whole board for me, is to watch a horror movie. I will do it. I will watch multiple, don't worry. To fill the prompt, the book I've chosen is Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. I believe I've read a couple pages of this one, but I never really got into it, so we're gonna either read it or get rid of it. So hopefully we read it and like it. Also, I hate pages like this. Please tell me your thoughts, but I hate when the pages are like, I don't know what this is called. This has a name because somebody said it to me one time. I don't like it. I hate when that's the only option. If it was this and anything else, it would be anything else for me. But anyways, horror movie, Nat Cassidy. Or horror movie, Paul Tremblay, not Nat Cassidy. Get it together. The next one, you have to spell ghost or scare using the letters from the title or the author's name. And then the hard mode is the author is BIPOC. Sara gave a lot of good suggestions for this one, and I ended up choosing a book that's been on my TBR for a really long time. I Feed Her to the Beast, and the Beast is Me by Jamison Shea. There is another book out. Maybe I'll read it if I like this one. Heard mixed things, so I'm unsure, but I still want to give this a shot. I believe this takes place in Paris and mentions the catacombs in Paris, and I've been to the catacombs in Paris, so I'm excited to like experience that through somebody else's eyes because I have been there. I did the whole walk and everything by myself, which is crazy based on my skin tone, but I did it and I enjoyed it. It was a good time. So I Feed Her to the Beast, and the Beast is Me fits that prompt. And then the final prompt in this row is liminal spaces. And then the hard mode is that the book has to have an even number of pages. So I have a physical copy of this book. We're going to see if I fit the hard mode. If I don't, I'm going to be a little bit upset. So the book that I chose is House of Hollow by Krystal Sutherland. This is an older book that I was really excited to read when it came out, and then I never read it, which is very on brand for me. But here we are. Now it's on the TBR. And does it have an even number of pages? Oh, 292. Heck yeah. Hard mode. I love it. Okay, so that is liminal spaces. Next row. First prompt is a library book. Or a book that you've borrowed from someone, which I have lots of those, but a library book is what I'm choosing. And the hard mode is that I return it on time. I feel like there's a little bit of shame in that one, but it's well placed. So this author, I've read one of his books last year, question mark, this year, question mark, what is time? I think it was last year. I read one of his books and I was not the happiest at the end. That said, this book interested me, so I was not going to purchase it without reading it first. So I got it from the library, and it fits this prompt, and I love it. So, All Hallows by Christopher Golden. Look at this cover. It's so spooky. I adore it. Honestly. For the cover alone, I wanted to buy it, but I was like, nope. Use your brain, girl. Use your brain. So, Got it from the library, and then we're gonna try and read it and return it in good time and beat the hard mode. Okay. Next is a book that was picked by chance. And the hard mode is that there are more than 10 possibilities. So before this video was even a thing, I have what I call a wheel of shame on my phone. And it has all of the books that are in my room currently that I have not read. And I guarantee you, there are more than 10 options on there. So I spun the wheel. I had to spin it a bunch of times, mostly because it's not only horror on there. There are more than 10 horror novels on there as well. But I spun it a bunch of times, and when I did hit horror, it gave me Dracula by Bram Stoker, which I do have in this room, obviously, because it's on the wheel. I just was not feeling it. So I spun it again. Sorry. And I got another by Yukito Ayatsuji. This is an anime that I very, very, very much enjoy. I've watched it multiple times, but I've never read the book. I actually have 2 of them. I have the second one as well. I've never got around to it. I bought this secondhand when I was in Ottawa visiting a friend. I'm excited to hopefully finally get to it. I highly recommend the anime if you like scary, disturbing anime. It's very good. And I'm happy to revisit it. I will probably watch the show again when reading this, which will be fun for me. So I picked another. Next is a book that you've been putting off, and the hard mode is that you have to read it first out of all of the books on the TBR. So this is the one I told you I cheated about, or cheated up. You know what I'm trying to say. I have had this book. I have a physical copy. It's just not in this room currently. That's how long I've been I didn't even bring it in here. But I wanted to read it because I've heard about it, that people like it. It's a spooky horror. So I got it from the library. I have it on my handy dandy Kobo, and I have been slowly making my way through this book. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. I had to reread the first 10 pages several times because I was not following. But now that I'm in it, it's okay. Do I know what's going on? No, but like I can at least follow the sentences. So I have picked Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin. I am 59% through this book currently, and I have no idea what's going on. But it's short, so it's okay. It's like, I think this one is also novella length. I remember it being a thin book on my shelves. So yeah, that I cheated a little bit. It's gonna be the first one that's done. Maybe one day I can tell you what's in it, what it's about. Okay, the next book is LGBTQ plus rep, and the hard mode is that the representation needs to be the main character of the book, and that there are LGBTQ plus themes. So super excited for this one. I chose Private Rites by Julia Armfield. I loved Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield. One of my favorite books of last year. My friend even bought me the UK version of it for Christmas because it has the superior cover. I don't know why the UK covers are always superior, but she bought me a copy of the book from the UK for Christmas. I love that book, adore it. I'm very excited to read something else by Julia Armfield. I don't know what's up with her and water. Something's going on with Julia and the ocean, large bodies of water. Unsure. We'll have to unpack that at another time. But I chose Private Rites by Julia Armfield, and I'm very excited to read it. Okay, next is a buddy read. This one I had to move around a little bit because I forgot that we were buddy reading this book. There are a few ladies at work that we've started like a side book club, because there's like an official book club at work, and we have a side book club, and we read I always want to say The Martian. We read Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. So for our next one in October, we are going to read something spooky. And this book I actually did go out and purchase. I have been on the wait list at the library for several months, and it still says that I have several months to wait. So I knew I was never going to get it before October and everybody else reading it. So I went and bought it the other day, and I'm super hyped to read this book. And it is When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. There are a few Nat Cassidy books on here. I hope I like him as an author because he's holding my TBR together. So When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy is what's going on here. And the hard mode is that we participate in the discussion. We're going to be chatting about it as we read it, so it's fine. But we will have a text, we will text each other. It'll be fine. It counts. Hard mode covered. Next is a book that's recommended to you either by like somebody you know in person or by like somebody online. And the hard mode is that it's out of your comfort zone. So we return to Jordaline, who is MVP and one of my favorite booktubers in general, an icon, truly. She has talked at length about this book, which I do not own. I don't know how easy or hard it's going to be to get this book because it was originally self-published and now it has been picked up for traditional publishing, so I don't know when/how I'm going to get it. But anyways, the book is called Shy Girl by Mia Ballard. Hearing about this book makes me deeply uncomfortable, which I guess makes it fit with the prompt. I'm scared to read it, if I'm being honest. My friend is also interested, so if I do end up purchasing a copy, I'm going to give it to her to read after. It's going to be an experience, I think, based off of what Jordaline has said. Nervous, but anyways, Shy Girl, it's the prompt. Next is a novella, and the hard mode is that it is by an author that you have read before. So for this prompt, I chose What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. This is my own copy from my physical TBR. I also have the second book. I don't generally buy additional entries in a series without reading the first one, but I did with this one. I'm not sure why. It's not very common that I do that, but I had faith, I guess. So I'm choosing What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher, and by them I have also read A House with Good Bones. That was a interesting book that I read a year or two ago. I think 2 years ago. I'm not sure. But yeah, so this is a author that I have read from before, and I'm excited to get through this novella. The next prompt is Planty Eco Nature. So the book is supposed to center around plants and nature-based horror, and the hard mode is the cover includes nature elements. So I chose A Botanical Daughter by Noah Medlock. This was an impulse buy from me a little while ago. I read the blurb and it just seemed interesting to me. Like Frankenstein meets plants. I don't know. So yeah, I don't really know a lot about this book, but the cover is lovely and I was intrigued when I purchased it. So that will be my book for the Planty prompt. The next one is, the title includes a verb, and the hard mode is that it is a backlist book. And it says it's kind of up to interpretation what that means, but generally what I get is that it's not brand new. So I chose a novella. My man Nat Cassidy coming in again with Rest Stop. I have this book from the library / Hoopla. I don't really know what the difference between the two of them is, but it's on a different website. So, and then the last book in this row, or the last prompt in this row, is A Second Chance. And the hard mode is that there are an odd number of pages. So this book that I chose, I have actually tried to read multiple times. I'm not really sure why it wasn't clicking for me, because I do like this author. This author has already been on this TBR. I have read his books. I have read another anthology by him that I really liked. It's one of my favorites. I don't know, just this one was not hitting. But it's time for a second chance. So the book that I chose is The Beast You Are by Paul Tremblay. I was really excited for this book when it came out, and I've tried a couple times to get into it. I guess this isn't an anthology, a collection is actually what I meant to say. I know when you have a book with a collection of stories, like not all of them are gonna hit. That's normal. Even the book that I really liked by him was Growing Things and Other Stories. I love that book. I still think about some of the stories that were in there, which shows how good they were. I know he's a good writer. I know I like his writing. Something was not working when I was trying to read this, but we are going to try one more time. So, The Beast You Are. And I don't know, I'm scared of this hard mode. If I count the story notes, it's 349, which means it passes the hard mode. And I do like that he writes story notes. So I might actually count it just because I usually do go through and read them. But for the main story as well, it is 337 pages. So hard mode. I was really scared about those two hard mode specific page numbers. Makes me nervous, but both the books are fine. So let's go to the last row. First prompt on this row is an animal on the cover. Hard mode is that this book is longer than the book that I read before this book. So I would just have to like strategically place my reading order for this book. But you will have seen in my previous vlog me talking about purchasing this book. I was really unsure on if I wanted to or not. And in the end, I decided that I enjoyed the first book enough to read the second, even though I didn't like the end of the first book, which might be solved with this book because I didn't think that there was going to be a sequel or there was any room for a sequel. But when we write unhinged women in unhinged stories, perhaps they may return, like in We Love You, Bunny. There was a lot of things in Bunny that had me screaming, like I loved it, but then there was just I feel like mostly the end, and honestly it's really sad when you really enjoy a book and then you get to the end and you're like, but I have faith. Mona Awad will come through. It'll be okay. Next is a one-word title, and the hard mode is that the cover is colorful and not black, not all black. I have chosen Monstrilio, nice and colorful, one word. It's by Gerardo Samano Cordova. I'm very excited for this one and nervous. It seems a bit dense. It seems a bit sad, but I'm here for it. So we're gonna read Monstrilio. Next is a debut book, and the hard mode is that this book is their only released book, the author's only released book. So this will be another strategically placed read because the author that I've chosen has a book coming out next year. So it will need to be read this year or before the next one releases. I chose The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. This is another book that I started reading and then just wasn't really feeling the vibe and put it down. But I'm still very, very interested in getting through it. Monica Kim has another book coming out. It says April 30th, 2026, so I have time. The new book is called Molka. It says the Korean term for spy cameras secretly and illegally installed, often to capture voyeuristic images and videos. Okay, girl, we see you. So, I need to read this book before April 30th of next year. The next prompt is the book that you choose works with another goal, and that would be either a personal reading goal, a reading challenge, some other readathon-ish kind of thing. And then the hard mode is that it overlaps within the YouTube community and you share the event in the comments of the announcement video. So what I have chosen is The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey. This is a zombie horror novel with zombie children who are smart. And I know that because I watched the movie. I really liked the movie, The Girl with All the Gifts. I've seen it multiple times, and I didn't realize it was a book until relatively recently. So I obviously want to read the source material. I have this book out from the library on my Kobo, and I'm very excited to read it. And this is also one of the books that I chose for my Herkyed challenge, Herkyed readathon, another year-long readathon that I'm trying to participate in. This was one of the books that I included on there. So I will post about Herkyed in the announcement video. I'll remember to do that. And then I get the hard mode. We're killing it. And the last book, the last prompt, social commentary. So this is a horror book that has themes surrounding social issues. And the hard mode is that the author is from a marginalized group. This is a book I own but don't have in my room, and I'm excited to get to it because, again, it was hyped when it came out and then I just never got around to it. Story of my life. It is The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. I am interested to see what exactly he's going to be talking about in this book. I don't know a lot about it now. I probably did when I actually purchased it, but currently unsure. This is one of the books that Sara recommended when she was doing her announcement video. So here we are. I will only need to find 4 books. That's not too bad. 4 of 25. I'll have to find either from the library or purchase or borrow. So there you have it. That is my horror bingo TBR. I am very excited to spend the year reading spooky things. It's always spooky season in my mind, so I'm totally happy with a year-long horror reading challenge. Please make sure you check out Sara's channel and support her announcement video and her bingo. Please join us if you're interested in reading some spooky stuff with us. Thank you so much for sitting with me and going through this TBR. I will hopefully be posting a few reading vlogs and little reading challenges to get through these books. So subscribe if you would like to see that. Don't forget to like on your way out. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you somewhere on the internet.